Hey folks, it's Dr. Gerstmar from Aspire Natural Health. Today is day 16 of my 21-day paleo cleanse journey. Everything continues and goes along just fine. Been a busy and productive morning. Energy is good and no complaints. So, I am now prioritizing what I need to talk about in the last 5-ish days here of this 21-day paleo cleanse when, in my mind, a great new article just came across my desk this morning. I want to put out a thanks to Mike Mutzel for bringing this to my attention. So it is the second scientific statement on endocrine disrupting chemicals from the Endocrine Society. Blah, 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 blah. What a mouthful we've got there, right? I've spent a few different days talking about this because the single biggest complaint that I hear from people, or the single biggest concern is, look, is all this detox stuff just malarkey? Like, is this really something that we have to worry about, right? And if it was, why aren't medical doctors talking about this stuff? And the answer is, yes, it's a real thing. Yes, it's something we need to be concerned with, and medical doctors aren't talking about this because they're uneducated. They just don't know that this is an issue. So we have something like the Endocrine Society, which is a prestigious organization of endocrinologists. Endocrine is another word for hormone, so doctors who deal with hormones, coming out and saying that many of these toxic compounds are really, truly a problem, and a growing body of scientific evidence supports this. Again, it's not just alternative providers trying to sell you things like the 21-day paleo cleanse, right, and cheat you out of money. This is a real and serious problem that we have. So, in my talk on obesogens at the Ancestral Health Symposium a few months back, and we can go ahead and put a link up to that talk, I made copious use of the first executive summary that they released 5 years ago. So, just recently they've released the second one, which updates what's going on, and I thought I would pull just a couple of quick pieces out of it to share with you. So, in surveying the data, all the data that we have available, it's been found that many of these toxic compounds, again, things like pesticides, herbicides, things in plastic, solvents and cleaners, other agents like this, that there are in fact 7 areas that have been strongly demonstrated to be affected by these chemicals. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about them now, all right? So the first is obesity and diabetes, which is going to fit in precisely with the talk that I gave on obesogens. And the short answer is this. While yes, absolutely, diet, exercise, and lifestyle play a huge component in people's body weight, in the incidence of obesity, in the incidence of diabetes, and the effects of diabetes, absolutely, it is not just diet and lifestyle. If you're battling your weight, if you're dealing with diabetes, yes, again, diet and lifestyle, but it is not just about diet and lifestyle. Many of these compounds that are out there, at the minimum, make obesity and diabetes worse, and some of them, in enough doses, go on to directly cause obesity and diabetes. Is part of our epidemic of obesity and diabetes due to these chemicals? I absolutely believe that it is. So any effective strategy to deal with obesity and diabetes, yes, diet and lifestyle, but also detoxification and cleansing need to be involved. The second piece is on both female and male reproduction. So we're dealing with record levels of infertility, or trouble conceiving, or other issues with, the reproductive system in both men and women. Diet and lifestyle, yes, major component. Are these toxic compounds also huge? Absolutely. The male sperm count has declined dramatically since World War II, such that now a healthy, fertile guy these days, if you compare them to the reference standards for the 1940s, would be classed as infertile. That's how much sperm counts have dropped. Yes, diet and lifestyle. Yes, these compounds. So anyone struggling to conceive, they absolutely, cleansing and detox should be a component of that protocol. The third is going to be hormone-sensitive cancers. So in women, these are considered to be breast cancer, uterine cancer, and ovarian cancer. And are these cancers linked to these toxic compounds? Yes, they are. Are they the cause of all of them? Of course not. But are they a major component? Yes. Once we have those cancers, obviously we're in a different boat, but for all of us without them, all the women out there who are looking to try and reduce their risk of getting breast, uterine, or ovarian cancer, cleansing and detoxification play a role in that. For men, we don't get away scot-free. Of course, men can get breast cancer as well. A lot of guys don't realize that. Obviously, much less common in men, but it is a possibility, so we are also at risk from that. And for us, it's more about prostate cancer, one of the most common cancers in men. Now, not all prostate cancer is deadly. Some of it is. But for all the guys out there, myself included, looking to try and not get prostate cancer, cleansing and detoxification play an important role. Okay, the sixth thing, thyroid disruption. So I don't know about you, but I see people all the time with thyroid issues, whether it's hypothyroidism, whether they've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's. And so we know that that particular issue is an autoimmune disease, but we also know that these toxic compounds can absolutely play a role in creating autoimmune disease. We also know that there are many people with thyroid dysfunction that don't have Hashimoto's disease, and their top question is, why? If I don't have Hashimoto's, if I don't have autoimmunity, if that's not what's causing it, and I'm not deficient in things like iodine, why do I have a thyroid problem? One of the significant answers is these toxic compounds, right? So if you're dealing with thyroid issues, should cleansing and detoxification be part of your regimen? Yes, yes it should. And lastly, number 6 is the brain itself. Not great news. Those of us with kids know that their brains are especially vulnerable. So let me read you a little quote here. In humans, the epidemiologic data, so that's data gathered on populations, support association between higher exposures to many of these chemicals and decreased IQ, increased neurodevelopmental problems, and other neurocognitive outcomes. So again, many possible reasons, but why are we seeing more ADHD, more anxiety, more depression, more obsessive compulsive disorder, more addictions, more of all of these mental illness issues? Why are we seeing more of those? Of course, again, no one single answer, but many of these compounds adversely or negatively affect the development and function of the brain. So is cleansing and detox important? Absolutely. If we want to reduce our risks of obesity, diabetes, reproductive problems in both men and women, hormone-sensitive cancers, thyroid disruption, and brain disruption, we need to take the fact that we need to detoxify seriously. In the last couple of days, we're going to talk about some avoidance strategies, trying to avoid putting these things into our bodies in the first place. And then, as we've been talking about this whole 15 here of the 21 days, we need to engage in sensible detoxification. All right, folks, we'll put a link to that paper. It is worth checking out the next time someone tells you the need to detox is all a bunch of junk. All right, until then, at Aspire Natural Health, we are experts in treating gut dysfunctions, autoimmune diseases, and other hard-to-treat cases. If that's you or someone you know, please contact us. We offer a complimentary 15-minute phone consultation where I can, sit down and talk with you. We can figure out if we are a good match for one another, if I can help you and you'd like to come and work with us. All right, folks, until we talk again, I'll check in tomorrow. Take care.